All right, sorry about that, guys. I am back, so we're already underway here. We had turn 1 Goblin Guide facing off against turn 1 Curse Catcher. Barry now at 19. There's a Silvergill Adept revealing a copy of Lord of Atlantis. Barry going to have a read. That one's going to reveal the Lord. He'll get the draw card. So, also quick shout out here. Michio Not Kaku. I don't know how to say that properly, but if that's the way to say it, then I got it. Thank you for that follow. I will send you your 10% off discount code to top8gaming.com. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. There you have it. All right, so Barry here, fetching away this wooded foothills. Going to go find himself something. Probably safest to get something like a mountain, to be honest. Yeah, he does get a mountain here. He knows that Merfolk is going to play Spreading Seas, so don't want to get caught off of red if you can avoid it. Now, luckily for Barry here, Cody didn't have a start that included an Aether Vial, so Cody is at the moment kind of stuck playing one spell a turn. I do see he has in hand a couple Lords there. It looks like he has quite a few lands. I believe he also has a Vapor Snag. I think he has 3 lands, 2 Lords, and a Vapor Snag. This is going to be a Searing Blaze, which... Did Cody not sacrifice that? What happened there? I'm not... Yeah, Cody, I think Cody said I'll sacrifice it, which means that Barry can't pay the 1, which means the Searing Blaze won't resolve. It'll still kill the Curse Catcher, but it won't actually deal the damage to Cody. If I'm not mistaken, that's what happened there. So I believe we have Cody at 16 and Barry at 18 still. A bit of a misstep there with the Searing Blaze, but Cody, sure enough, has a copy of Spreading Seas here. Going to take Barry off of his white mana right now. Get rid of that Inspiring Vantage, turn it into an island. Here comes an attack for 2. Barry going to fall to 16. I believe, again, we have it evened up here. We may have the math off a little bit, but I'm fairly certain Cody said I'll sacrifice this. I may as well. All right, Barry picks up a Scalding Tarn, so if he didn't have a way to get white mana, he does now. That's going to let him find a Sacred Foundry in this case, which I imagine we're going to have him do right now. He's going to go to 13 is my guess. He's got a Lightning Helix available, which is nice. So he can gain a bit of life back. Now, Cody does have a Vapor Snag, so if Barry, for instance, tried to fire off his Helix at the Silvergill Adept, Cody could essentially counter that by snagging his own Adept. He would lose a life for it, but it would prevent Barry from gaining 3 life. Merfolk sometimes is looked at as blue burn. It's kind of what it's referred to sometimes, just because it's it's very aggressive, but it's just blue. So here is a Lava Spike, a second Goblin Guide. We're going to have an attack for 4 come in. Are we going to have a Vapor Snake get fired off? There's a Mirror Rejury, which is not the best pickup right now. He is going to Vapor Snake here. So Barry will fall to 12. Cody will fall to 11. All right. Cody does have a Cavern of Souls, so he will be able to play both Lords this turn. He has Lord of Atlantis and Master of the Pearl Trident. So that will let him get in for 4 points of damage. Barry's going to fall to 8 here if that is the play Cody decides to go with. He does also have in hand a copy of Master of Waves, but I really don't think that's where you want to go this turn. And sure enough, Cody will play out a couple of Lords here. So in we come for 4. Barry going to fall to 8. It's the exact same card, essentially. Lord just happens to also pump your opponent's Merfolk, or used to. I think it's I don't think it was ratted, but... Barry picks up a Bloodstained Mire, so another way to find some mana. He's got an Ensnaring Bridge. That's a good one here. If he's able to get his hand empty enough, that's going to slow things right down. And I don't know if Cody actually has an answer to Ensnaring Bridge in his main deck. The Lords actively work against that plan, unfortunately. And yeah, I think Barry's going to have a small enough hand that this Ensnaring Bridge is going to stop everything that Cody's going for. Yeah, it'll put him to 2 cards in hand, and the smallest creatures right now are 3/3s. All right, so this bridge is going to do some work. Yeah, thanks to drawing a land. So sure enough, there's the bridge. And yeah, again, I don't think Cody has an answer to this. He might have a window right now if he had exactly Vapor Snag. He could Vapor Snag one of Barry's Goblin Guides. That would give Barry three cards in hand, and both of the Lords could attack. But that's not going to be the case here. So here we have a Master of Waves coming down. It's going to make him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1/0 elementals that get +1/+1 thanks to the Master of Waves. Cody only has 6. Way to go. Way to go. So 7 elementals, but they can't attack, so that doesn't matter. Barry picks up a Searing Blades. Doesn't have a land right now, but he is able to empty his hand down to 1 card. Not empty, obviously, but he can get down to 1 card. So Barry does not want to start killing Lords here. He wants to just go everything he can at Cody's face. That seems like the absolute correct choice. Cody's going to fall to 8. Barry will gain 3 back up to 10. So a little bit of extra padding, which is nice. And he does do this in the right order because he's going to Skull Crack Cody, it looks like. So he did not Skull Crack first to prevent Helix from actually healing him or gaining him life there. So Barry right now left with just a copy of Searing Blaze in hand. It's going to be a good one when he finds a land. But again, the true story of this game here is that Ensnaring Bridge, and Cody just can't get through that. I just don't think he has an answer here. Blue is not very good at getting rid of artifacts, save for Hurkyl's Recall, of course. But yeah, I just don't think he's going to have anything here to fight this. Sure, make your Merfolk bigger. That's not going to help your game plan. Barry here is going to pick up. He finds that land, so let's fire off Searing Blaze. Let's kill. You can't kill that one. That's pro-red. But you get to kill whatever else you want. Kill doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Cody's going to go to 2. Yeah, it just does not matter what Barry kills here with this. Right now, Silvergill Adept is a 5/4 thanks to the 3 Lords in play. Sure, yeah, he says, I just won't even kill it. But Cody's at 2 now, and, Barry has just his whole deck to draw, basically, at this point to kill Cody. So if Cody had an answer, he needs it right now. And that doesn't look like an answer. That looks like he's got a second Master of Waves in hand. Yeah, he does. Sure, yeah. Master of Waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more tokens. Cody just says, yeah, I can't beat that bridge. Let's go to game 2. So congrats there to Barry. He finds that Ensnaring Bridge very, very, very key there. That was the entire game. Not even a question about it, right? Without that bridge, Barry, I think, just gets steamrolled there. Cody had all those Lords to fight with, so I don't even know what Cody has in his sideboard to fight artifacts. Typically, Merfolk does play some number of Hurkyl's Recalls. And I think I did see one there. It looks like he has the older white border versions. So, yeah. Isaac12022, thank you very much for that follow. I will send you your 10% off discount code to top8gaming.com. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for the follow again. There you are, sir. Or madam. All right. So, Cody will have to play this game. He had to play last game. It just didn't matter. Barry is only playing 2 Ensnaring Bridges. So, if Cody He also, I believe, brought in Spell Pierce. So if Cody's either able to catch the bridge with Spell Pierce or just set up a big turn and Hurkyl's Recall it away, he should be okay. But those are really his only game plans here, I feel. Or just hope Barry doesn't draw it, of course. That plan, not always as likely, however. It's not always as reliable, of course. Don't control your opponent's draws unless you're cheating, so. Or I guess if like you control their turn and they have like an Archmage Ascension in play. Sure, then we'll talk about that, but. All right, so again, Cody going to have to play this game, so that is a good place for him to be. Again, this is essentially a burn matchup versus burn, so blue burn versus red-white burn. I will say Barry's tools are better. We saw a bit of a misplay there with the Searing Blaze in the early turns there when he tried to Searing Blaze a Curse Catcher with no mana untapped after having cast Searing Blaze itself, of course. So Curse Catcher being sacrificed simply just stopped 3 damage, which was nice. Got the Curse Catcher dead, of course, but, you know, 3 less damage to his face was important. But Searing Blaze, one of Burn's best tools in this matchup. Able to kill any of the creatures on their own if there's no lords, you know, boosting their toughness at all. And also just advancing Barry's own game plan of, you know, burning your opponent out is just great. So here we have a Sacred Foundry into a Monastery of Swiftspear. Cody will not block with his turn 1 Curse Catcher that he played out there. Again, luckily here for Barry, there was no turn 1 Aether Vial for the Merfolk player. Cody just going to instantly put down that Spreading Season, just try and hopefully take Barry off of red mana. Sometimes these Merfolk players can, I don't know if Cody is or not, but some Merfolk decks also have in the sideboard copies of Seize Claim. So, which is essentially a Spreading Season doesn't draw you a card and it costs 1 mana instead. A little more mana efficient in terms of being 1 mana, but doesn't have that extra card draw bonus, of course. Now, if Cody is playing them, I don't know if he brought them in or not. Sometimes people do bring them in against Burn, though, because Burn does want so few lands that if you're able to keep them off of their colors, it can be very, very effective. Barry here did find a Wooded Foothills off the top of his deck, but he went ahead and grabbed a basic mountain instead of grabbing a white source. Now, that tells me he might have another fetch land in his hand, potentially. His deck plays like 12 or 11 of them, so does have a lot of options. Here's a second Swiftspear, however. Cody will fall to 17, and we're going to go right back to the fish player, see what he can do here on his turn 2, or turn 3, rather. He picked up an island for the turn, which it's not ideal. Yes, Barry's at 16. Correct. Okay, so second island comes into play here for Cody. No mana problems for him this game. Kira is an option this turn, and Kira is a good one. The Great Glass Spinner does slow down Burn a little bit. Especially good against those Searing Blazes I was talking about before. Here we have a Mirror Reachery come down. It's going to be a Lord that also allows you to untap or tap it permanent whenever you cast a Merfolk spell. Here's an attack for 2. Barry going to fall to 14. Reachery, I have to imagine, not really on blocking duty. It's a little bit scary to block a Swiftspear with a 2/2. You know, Burn just has any number of spells to blow that plan out. So Barry here looks to have a Lava Spike he might be aiming to play this turn. He's going to go ahead and start by fetching away this Wooded Foothills. This one I have to imagine going to find something like a Sacred Foundry. I don't imagine Barry doesn't want to get a white source now. He did, I believe, pick up a copy of Boros Charm for the turn as well. So if that is the case, he does need the white mana, and sure enough, he does grab the Sacred Foundry into play untapped. He's at 11 now. He could also just decide to Boros Charm right now to get that prowess trigger. The Spreading Sea Sacred Foundry is essentially useless. There aren't many spells in his deck that actually have, one generic mana in its casting cost. Wow, a third Swift Spear and a Lava Spike. This is going to be a good turn. There's the Lava Spike. Cody now at 14. Now, Barry, the island here matters because it pays for the Curse Catcher ability, but here's the attack for 6. Cody going to go to 8 if he takes this. And I don't think you want to put a Lord in front here. You don't want to lose this Lord. Going to 8's not a much more appealing option, mind you, but Cody will fall to 8, though. He will take the hit. So we go back to Cody here on his turn 4. Looking for something good. He had a Vapor Snag, which is nice. I think he has another Lord here as well, which is good. Okay, he has a Harbinger of the Tides. It's going to let him untap an island thanks to the Mara Regery. And then also bounce a Monastery Swiftspear. So Barry will be forced to play the Swiftspear again next turn if he wants to keep that aggression going. Barry will not have any way to fire off, say, double Boros Charm next turn to go for the win, just because he doesn't have a second white mana. He also, even if he went and found that second white mana, he'd be missing a second red mana to go alongside it, thanks to that Spreading Seas again. I think Barry only has 1, but that would be the way to win next turn. As it sits, mind you, again, with a pair of Swift Spears, Cody can't feel that safe, so here's an attack for only 2, though, so Barry's going to feel happy about that. He falls to 9. Cody going to leave back the blockers here. Finds a land, though. That's a pretty helpful one. What are we going to do here? I think Barry's able to play 2 spells, but the Curse Catcher will... So Barry could set up a turn here where, well, no, because Cody has Vapor Snag, which I know about, so Barry doesn't know about it, but we do, so he'll replay the Swift Spear that we obviously know about. Is Barry just dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the Vapor Snag. If Cody has another Lord, Barry's dead. Assuming that Barry can't make Cody... No, that right there, that fetch there, means that Cody has lethal across this next turn, unless Barry can make him lose one of these creatures. He has Searing Blaze or Boros Charm. Well, Searing Blaze is a really good one. My spotter has let me know there is, in fact, a Searing Blaze. Yeah, well, he can pick one of those this turn, so... Searing Blaze targeting... Do we go after our Harbinger of the Tides here? I like that, because it's going to force Cody to chump block. 5... Well, no, it wouldn't force him to chump block, but... I think I like going after the Harbinger here still. Just get a blocker out of the way, deal 3 damage to Cody. The Regery itself, it's good. Yeah, I think I'd do the same thing here. I think I'd go after this same target. Again, Cody we know has a Vapor Snag, so that is going to prevent him from dying this turn. Is he actually going to save his own Harbinger here? No. He's going to go ahead and snag away a Swiftspear again. So Barry's going to fall to 7. It's not going to matter. I mean, the Harbinger's still going to die unless Cody has a counterspell. Ooh, what a setup there. That was nice. So Cody here casting a copy of Unified Will. So 1 in a blue, counter target spell if you control more creatures than that spell's controller. So Cody had to fire off the Vapor Snag first. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to put together this lethal or this counter spell. So Barry does fall to 7 thanks to the Vapor Snag. Barry going to have a read over of Cody's creatures, make sure there's no other tricks coming. Barry in a tough spot now, though. Is he forced to chump block next turn? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he is. If Cody has either a Master of the Pearl Trident or a Lord of Atlantis, it is game over. Because Barry will not be able to block the Island Walking Merfolk. I think Cody putting in this much thought probably tells me he doesn't have one of those two. If he does, it's the sickest slow roll ever. Right, he needs any merfolk to tap down Barry's blockers as well. That's very true. Any merfolk right now with that Regery will, of course, tap down some blockers for Barry. So he does have that choice as well. I just don't know if he... I don't know what Cody's hand is right now. He's doing some math here. Just tapping one? No, tapping one isn't enough. Yeah, he needs to tap both these blockers. And yeah, he just doesn't have a way to do that, so he's just going to go ahead and turn him sideways here. So Barry is going to have to block something. I think I honestly like just double blocking the Mara Regery here. It trades 1 for 1 unless Cody has another Vapor Snag. This is also a fine block here as well. Yeah, this is actually probably better because this takes away Cody's ability to counter with the Curse Catcher. Barry's going to take 5 and fall to 2, which is fine. I mean, his life total, as long as he's not at 0, he doesn't care. What is Cody's follow-up going to be? Nothing. Oh boy. I mean, I have to imagine... Ooh, a Unified... Or an Ensnaring Bridge, rather, sorry. The only issue here is... Yeah, if Cody has another Unified Will, he's in... Oh, but this is good, though. Barry's going to play the Swift Spear first, which is nice. Okay, wow. Barry's got a choice here. If he goes for Boros Charm, he sets up lethal, but it loses to a counter spell. He can also just go for Ensnare... Oh, no, because Unified Will won't work, because they have even number of creatures. Unified Will is not going to matter now. He has to have more. So Barry can either go for lethal, or he can go for Ensnaring Bridge, which he can also attack through, mind you. He's going to go for the Boros Charm. He's going for the lethal. Does this resolve? And it does resolve, because Cody only has in hand Ceremonious Rejection. So actually, Barry chose the perfect line, because had he gone with the Ensnaring Bridge instead, Cody would have had the counterspell that would have mattered, which would have been the Ceremonious Rejection.